The coolest thing is on the way home, I get a phone call from probably you. And as I'm pulling in the driveway, I've booked Sweet Magnolias.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it was so fast.
It was so long ago.
Yeah.
And who knew it was going to go into like 5 seasons? Like, I never thought.
Yeah, man.
You never know,
You never know. And it's been a really interesting, case study on just what can happen to a show, what can happen to a character.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Talent Agent Talk, where we are bringing you real-life stories and educational lessons behind the scenes of TV and film. I'm your host and a talent agent, Jason Lockhart. And today, pretty badass guest, Mr. Chase Anderson.
What is up, man? It's good to be here. Very cool.
Very cool to have you here. I feel like the entire world knows who you are, not just from Sweet Magnolias, but also because you're like one of the best headshot photographers probably in the entire world.
That is very kind. That is extremely kind.
Well, I can say as an agent that I have seen literally thousands of your headshots translate to dollars for actors.
Very cool.
So, quick plug for that. But I really do want to talk about you as an actor because I think you're more talented than you probably even know you are.
That is very nice to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to take it. I love that.
No, there's always two forces fighting in my head where it's like I know I think all actors probably they want the runway to show what's actually there, but you're not always given it. So
yeah, and you just show up, and I think you make it look easy, which is one of the reasons why I think you're so valuable. And your work on Sweet Magnolias is just really simple. It's really sweet, and I can see why America likes you on that show. Can you take me back to the origin of it? Do you remember the original audition for Jeremy?
Yeah, that is when auditions were flowing through a lot faster. Taped it at home with a buddy who also got that audition. I think at the time we were getting a lot of the same auditions because we're kind of the same type, and we would rotate who went first as kind of like this is fair, so we're not like getting an advantage over each other. But yeah, taped it at home, first round. I think it came pretty naturally for me, the role.
You had the long hair then too, right?
Yeah, I did. Which I had grown that out because I'd seen a lot of people and friends in the Atlanta market book The Walking Dead. And I was like, if I can book The Walking Dead, all these doors are going to open for me. I'm going to get a blue check on Instagram. It's going to be immediate. And so I started growing my hair out and was dead set on that, and got this instead. Got Sweet Magnolias. Ended up booking The Walking Dead years later with short hair again.
At the very end.
Yeah, like second to last episode.
We all celebrated in the office when that happened because we knew what a personal goal it was.
Yeah, I definitely told y'all that. And had done so many of those fake sides over the years, and felt like you had communicated quite a bit to me that like we were making ground on it, but sometimes it just takes time.
Yeah.
But coincidentally, it just kind of made me perfect for the Sweet Magnolias role in the meantime.
And then you did have to go to a callback in person, right?
Yeah, to prep for this, I looked at the audition email, like the original email of getting it, and I had a congratulation email from you 2 days later, which means to me the callback was a day later, and
wow,
either a day later or 2 days later, so very fast. So the callback was in person. I remember showing up. Tara was there. I have a memory of her greeting me and us going straight in, but she was very warm, Felt like a teammate.
She's been a fan of yours for years.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I just remember the room being very warm. There were two people behind her that I now know are executive producers, showrunners. One was very stoic. I know him now to be stoic and very dry and humorous. The other was Cheryl, and I don't know if it was at the beginning or the end, but she's like leaning forward like this, and it just felt like
You got
there
her.
is support in this room for me to be taking up space here.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
I wish they always get set up actors for that kind of success.
Me too. Me too. I mean, I don't know when I've been in the room since then, but like, yeah, in general, yeah, for sure. I even remember flubbing a line in it, and we just kept it moving, and yeah. The coolest thing is on the way home, I get a phone call from probably you, and as I'm pulling in the driveway, I've booked Sweet Magnolias.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was so fast.
It was so long ago.
Yeah.
And who knew it was going to go into like 5 seasons? Like, I never thought.
Yeah, man.
You never know,
You never know. And it's been a really interesting, like, I don't know, case study on like just like what can happen to a show, what can happen to a character. I feel like maybe Sweet Magnolias is not the most popular show in the world, but it found its audience, and it continues to year on year, and a loyal audience. And obviously Netflix finds that to be opportune and good.
Worthy.
Yeah, worthy.
Do you get excited when you get the new script to be like, where's Jeremy going?
Yeah,
I bet,
for sure.
right?
My impulse right now was to give you a spoiler because
No,
we're
you
shooting
can't,
right
no.
now. But
I
I'm
know.
like, yeah, I love to see where he's going and what drama is he involved in. And honestly, for him, it's like, what drama is he like on the outskirts of looking into? But yeah, he's such a fun character. And it's just so interesting. Like like tailor-made for me.
Well, you are him.
In the most non-arrogant way. It's like this role was like just like tailor-made for
Right?
for me to just step in and be myself, and take a swing at him. And yeah, I think we've become inseparable. I can't see anyone. I'm biased, but I can't see anyone else
Sure.
doing that.
That's what I love about TV and film. I feel like for theater, people are going to, do their take on a role
Sure.
that everyone knows.
Mhm.
But for TV film, the audience is only going to know you.
Yeah.
That you are Jeremy Reynolds.
Mhm.
Only one person was George Costanza. One person was, Dylan McKay on
Yeah.
90210. And
Yeah.
it was Luke Perry.
Mhm.
And you are, this is Chase Anderson.
Yeah.
You're giving them your authentic self.
Exactly. And it gives agency to your choices, I think, and I think that's something I've learned along the way is like, I think I know from my experience, but a lot of actors are waiting to be told how to play a character, especially before they get cast in it, but like even more so when you get on set. And you just realize over time that like you are the character, your choices matter. People are not second guessing your choices.
They're just wanting to
They-
be entertained.
Yeah, they're entertained, and everyone else on set is trying to do their job so that no one is second guessing them. So they're too distracted, trying to do a good job by themselves. So, yeah, I've learned that as I've gotten to hang out inside Jeremy. So
That's super cool.
yeah,
And it's been, you've been doing this since, the pandemic and the strike and like,
mm-hmm.
like a lot's happened in the world, and yet this has been a consistent for you, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
but never knowing that it's a consistent. It just kind
Yeah.
of keeps coming, like the gift that just keeps coming.
Yeah, it's been great, man. It's afforded me, healthcare year on year, and like that's so important.
So
And
important.
and
I love hearing you say that, man. We're so passionate about that for
yeah,
actors.
yeah. I mean, I think when you get in the game and you're like 23, you're 21, whatever, you just want to be a star. But as I've learned who I am more and become myself more, I don't I don't need these exterior validations as much. And it really is. It's like, hell yeah, healthcare. We got it.
Right? Well, and you've got a cool journey. I mean, similar to mine. Like you were you were here, and then you went to LA for a while.
Yeah.
And then you came
Mm-hmm.
back here, and then you blew up here. You know,
Cool.
you're in the DC Comics world.
Yeah.
Recurring, guest star on CW. Like,
Yeah.
you're really doing it here.
Yeah. I felt like I think everyone wants to make that jump from Atlanta to another market when they get like a role or two or they're feeling momentum, and I was no different. And honestly, I was getting out of a breakup and I was like, I'm just going. And I had been like warned by various people not to do that. Like it's not the safest bet. But I felt that being out there tamed something. It also just like kind of removed the shadows of like what that was like. It was really good for me to be out there. I may have got like a commercial or a print job while I was out there, but yeah.
But if you didn't go, you'd always wonder.
Yeah.
You'd always be like, well, what if I went?
Yeah, definitely. So super important for my journey was going out there and
it's still there. You can always go again.
Yeah, totally. And I think a year later I was back. But I was back with like this new perspective of like what that was out there. What is this thing over the fence that is out there that I am quote unquote like not ready for? I got to see it and I didn't like, obviously Los Angeles is a different place. Obviously it's a different place today than it was when I was there. But I just felt that it was more actors. Like if I could dilute the message or what I feel about it is like there were just more actors and there was more things happening, but it was just more actors. And it wasn't like everyone out there was more talented than me or people that I was working with here in Atlanta. It was just more.
More scavengers for the food.
Yeah, totally. More talented actors, more could use some work actors. They're just more. So I felt empowered and emboldened by that, I think.
I think that's so healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you went. I'm glad I went. Like,
yeah.
We learn. And I think the more we learn and grow in this industry, the more comfortable we get navigating it, because it's challenging and there's no real rules. They're always being broken.
Yes.
Like you think you figured it out, like this is how you book a job.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Dude, I say that every day when I'm doing headshots because people come to me and they have, and I'm not diminishing this, like you do need a framework to come into a headshot session or any sort of branding session. You need a framework or a blueprint to do a good job. But a lot of like the good magic gets blocked by the rules sometimes. And I think I try to let people know that like everything you've ever heard is just like an amalgamation of all these lessons.
Right.
And like
Somebody's
sometimes
opinion.
they worked, sometimes they didn't. Like it's I've said this before, but it's like it's cosmic. You don't know why you're getting plucked for a job or not, or but yeah.
I do think the actors who come to you for headshots are lucky because they're getting a brilliant actor who's telling the story through your eyes and your lens to capture them, to make them more marketable.
Sure.
And I don't think every headshot photographer is an actor, let alone a talented one with a resume.
Yeah.
So like that's really cool. And you probably do learn from seeing these actors. Like you see the ones that show up confident and the ones that show up desperate and worried. And I'm sure there are people that just they are afraid of what they're going to look like. And then there are people that can't wait.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You get everything.
Everything.
And yeah, to take one thing from what you just said, like, yeah, I have learned a lot just like to take to my acting experience from being a headshot photographer for like 7 years.
How many people you think you shot?
I think about that every now and then, but I mostly think about it when I'm like, I've used up another $300 hard drive to
Oh,
save the
wow.
files. I'm like, how many hard drives? How many people?
Can't you just buy a giant cloud?
You probably could, and
There's some big ones
my
out there.
Google searches just get I like too many tabs, and I'm too overwhelmed by it, and I just like I'll just buy another.
You figured out what works.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. No, I have no idea how many I've shot. Yeah, ask me at the end of the year, and
All
I'll
right.
probably have counted that year. But no, I've been doing it for like 7 years, and it has been the ideal job as an actor.
Yeah, you're your own boss.
Yeah, I'm my own boss. I get to be creative every day. It is hectic, like trying to manage all of it. It's not just like showing up for sessions. It's getting those sessions on time to the client and making sure they're happy and edits and
Yeah, no matter what's going on in
all
your
this
day, you
stuff.
got to show up for them and
Yeah,
give
totally.
them your
Yes.
best.
Yes. So, but yeah, it's been very rewarding. I always felt like I wanted to find like if acting didn't just like take off, I always wanted to find like this off ramp that was like adjacent to it. And yeah, like this is that. So
And
it's
maybe
been
the
great.
pictures will turn into moving pictures for you. And before you
Yes.
know it, you could be a cinematographer or a
Yes.
director.
We are in the process
Yeah,
of doing
man.
that. Coincidentally, I think being a headshot photographer has helped me be a director, a better director than maybe a better actor, even though it's helped in both. Because not only are you trying to pull out a look or a demeanor from the person, but you also have to see how they. I came up playing basketball, and they always say the best coaches don't just have one way of coaching. They learn how to interact with each player. And being a headshot photographer has given me that experience, and it's been because a lot of times I will give the direction that is logical. Like I'll be like, tilt your head, please. And if that's not doing it, you have to find some way to switch or alternate, and you have to get, and be like, now we'll visualize something and or something like that. So yeah, I'm interested in directing. I'm interested in cinematography. So we're knocking on that door at the moment.
I love that. I love that that's on your horizon.
Yeah.
I see that being a good direction for you.
Cool.
But I do want to ask if you have a dream role as an actor as kind of a final question. Is there
Sure.
anything you'd really just, like if we sent you the audition, you'd be like, I really want this.
I really think I would do a good job as the lead in a rom-com. I haven't always felt that way. I think for the most of my career, I've wanted the gritty thing.
Yeah, Walking Dead.
Because that's the stuff I watch. Like you can barely see what's happening on the screen. There's like one little light that's like barely on the actor's face, and it's like mysterious and gritty. But having the experience of Jeremy, while it has been nice, it is also maybe elevated a desire to get more experience, more of a chance to play in that rom-com zone.
I think that's really cool, and I also think it speaks to the audience that might be following you.
Sure.
And I think if you can give them what they want and have a good time doing it, the paycheck should keep coming.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's why we're all doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Sure.
Create art and get paid for it.
Yep. Art and commerce.
Yep. Yep. Well, dude, for being here, you do win a free car. I don't know if you knew that.
Heck yeah. I did not know that.
So our good friend Sarah Carpenter gave me the Star Wars bag a few years ago. I don't know why. She
Okay.
just saw it and thought of me. If you want to reach in there,
You're-
pull out a car.
Okay. I thought you were giving this whole thing and it looked heavy. So I was like,
It is. There's a lot of cars in there.
all right.
We're doing this show every week.
Here we go. Hope it's a red
What'd you
Porsche.
get?
It is not, but it's just as good.
What'd you get?
It's a Tesla. It's a Tesla Model S plaid.
Never buying gas again.
Beautiful. Never buying gas again.
Awesome, man. Well, it was great to have you here. You know,
Thank you, man. Thank you for
Jesse
having
and I have
me.
been talking about wanting to get you on the show, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that you were available. And just great. It's just great stories, and I didn't even realize we were going to get into the headshot photography stuff. Like, that's really cool. And for anybody
Yeah.
that watching, like, there's some gems in here. Like, you can learn a lot from all of these. But like this was great, man. Thank you.
You got it, man. No problem. Anytime.
Absolutely. And to our audience, thank you. Thank you to Jesse Malinowski and Get Seen for producing. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show because you got your own cool lesson with a booking story or something, pitch it right to us. It's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Again, that's talentagenttalk@gmail.com.